television football game, Arsenal against Bayern Munich. It was World Championship Cup or something like this, I don't know. I have no idea how much games they do. It is in Germany and in a lot of other countries in Europe, it's normally 6 weeks, 8 weeks break from football.
Probably is a game between the next start of the Bundesliga.
No, there was a written World Championship Cup. They have so much new cups and tournaments and yeah, the players don't get rest.
They're constantly activity.
Yeah, they have maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks maximum break in summer, and then they start practice again, or have friendship games or world championship games. Then the big clubs like Bayern Munich or Dortmund going to China or going to the USA, touring there, making games. And, football is changing a lot. I know 20 years ago, if you have the summer break before the new season, you had 4 weeks, 5 weeks, no football.
Yeah, when I used to play, the tournaments was a long tournament. There used to be just one tournament a year.
Okay.
There was one tournament and the cup tournament.
Yeah.
And of course the game between the winner of the cup and the winner of the league.
Yeah.
Champion of champions.
Yeah, you had the Bundesliga during the season. There was a winter break, 4 weeks or so. In the winter you didn't have football, and then the second half of the then there was the Bundesliga, then the cup, one cup, not 2 or 3 like in England. One cup. Yeah, and of course before the Champions League, there were 3 different tournaments. There was one tournament for the winner of each league, but only the winner. Something like Champions League, but not place 2, not place 3, not place 4. Only the master of each league. So one team from Spain, one team from Germany, one team from Italy, and so on. England. That was real championship games. It was a tournament.
Yeah, when I was playing was the games about official tournaments they used to play here in Mexico. After I played here in Toluca, I went to a club called Santos Laguna in Coahuila. Now I have a cousin who lives over there. He lives in a ranch. He works in a ranch. His wife is from Coahuila. He just has been father for second time. I called him yesterday.
Okay.
He's working over there. And a few weeks ago, I was talking to him about Coahuila, Torreon. I told him there's 3 places. It's called Comarca. Comarca is an area. Comarca Lake. And is composed by 3 towns: Lerdo, Gómez Palacio, y Torreón. And I used to live in Lerdo. And we used to practice the pre-season in a place called La Nogalera. And sometimes to play a match in the Corona Stadium. Now they have another stadium. In the end, the trainer asked me for my contract. The contract I used to have in Toluca. So I called the offices here in Toluca and I talked to the lady who was in the office. I talked to her and I told her that I was having an arrangement with this club, Santos Laguna, that the trainer was asking me for my last contract. So I called and they sent me by fax in that time my contract. But when I had my contract, the trainer says that they didn't have enough money to keep me there in Torreon. So I already asked my contract anyway. Then I was in another club called León in Guanajuato State. I used to play there pre-season, and almost in the end about the registers, I have an injury in my knee and in my feet and in my hand. 3 injuries. So my register was not pretty clear, so I decided to came back to school. I came back to school. I studied business administration, 35 signatures. There's a school in Argentina called Fundación Cervantes. They give you the title of business administration with 36 signatures. Here I study 35 plus 0 means 36. But besides, I study in Arizona, and then I participate as a judge, synodal, and an industrial assessor for a final work of our students in the Universidad Tecnológica. In that period of time, my father almost ended the time working in an office in a bank where he used to work. But then, in that period of time, my father, he buy a truck, and we start in the transport again. About in 1990, 1991, I was studying here. I studied until 1994, 1995. Then I went where he was living, in another state where my sisters lived. I used to work in some places, but then I worked with him in transport. In that period of time, in that years, I don't know, 1997, 1998 maybe, I fly my hours in airplane school. And I'm still in transport now. You study your career, your profession, because you like it, because you wanted to, or in your family dedicate to that activity?
After school, I had no really idea. I only know I was good in physics, with electronic and electric devices, and I had my preferences on this. So I was looking to learn a job as an electrician, electronic,
Okay.
something like this, TV electrician or something like this. And but yeah, I had no good notes in school. I wasn't not very busy. I had other things in my mind than school.
So the influence you have to choose your profession, your career, was the school. Was the signatures you take it in the school as a physics.
Yeah, I had a special course, mathematics physics, because this was I was interested in more than in other language or social. That was the other courses. No, mathematics, physics are my profession. Yes.
Okay. What are your family does? What did your father used to work for?
My father didn't finish the school. He left during World War II. His hometown when he was 12, 13. They had it was to the end of the war. They had to flee from the Russian, and so he came back to. He came from. It's now part of Poland. He fled to Western Germany. First to Bavaria, near Nuremberg, and then So he couldn't finish the school. He never learned something because he was the oldest son of the family. Only her mother and a younger brother was there. They flee with a few people from the family. The older brothers and the father died in the war. So he had to take care about the family.
Okay, he have to work.
Yeah, he had to work. And so he started in Bavaria. He started to work in the forest or on the fields.
Okay.
Helping the farmers, the local farmers there. Yeah, and they also tried to cheat him, don't pay, and yeah, he had a hard life.
Okay.
And then he did a lot of different jobs later. He working on a plastic press that molded covers for radios. He worked at Ford. He worked, and at least he worked at the German Air Force as a civilist.
German Air Force?
Yeah. We had a big
civilist. What is with an engineering?
He was not part of the army. He was part. They also have no soldiers working in this facilities.
Okay.
So my father filled up the tank trucks that are filled up the aircraft.
Okay. Well, so my activity was after that period of time in transport, and I like to write, so I write, and I some articles for some magazines. I was watching news yesterday, and there's a German group here in Mexico to buy 50% of a company called Radiopolis. Radiopolis is an enterprise related with radio. This company used to belong to a company called Televisa, the first television enterprise here in the country. They used to be the owners, properties of this group. Yeah. And yesterday I was watching news, and a German group buy the 50% of Radiopolis, enterprise vinculated with radio.
They see a good business.